Art Rooney II gets asked about Aaron Rodgers joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's let Mr. Rooney tell you himself.
Nothing new on the Aaron Rodgers front. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll know something soon.
Are you content to wait?
Well, not forever, but a little while longer.
Did you envision it taking this long and playing out the way that it has?
No, didn't envision it taking this long, no.
How was the meeting? How do you characterize getting to meet him and go through that process?
It was good to meet him. Yeah, we talked about Pittsburgh and all the Pittsburgh coaches he's had over the years, and we talked about Greenfield and how much he knows about Greenfield, and so yeah, we had a good conversation.
Why does he know Greenfield? Because of McCarthy?
Yeah. McCarthy always talked about Greenfield, I guess.
There have now been some photos and videos of him throwing with DK Metcalf. Omar said yesterday that if it happened, it'd be a good thing. Do you view it as a good thing? You're trying to read the tea leaves to figure out which way he's leaning, things like that?
I mean, I would say it was a good sign that he wanted to do that. And, we keep hearing that, he's, I guess, headed in our direction. And so that seems to be, all signs are positive so far.
So you have a good feeling about it. Guys. Oh, but you have a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we keep getting, positive sort of signals about it. So, I'd say we feel pretty good about it.
The Steelers are going to give Aaron Rodgers every opportunity and every second leading up to the last second to make up his mind. The ball is totally in Aaron Rodgers' court at this point. The Pittsburgh Steelers need Aaron Rodgers to make a deep run into the playoffs. If not, they're going 8-9. If they went 11-6, I consider that a Super Bowl win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Art Rooney is a class act, and he's going to let the process take its course and not say a lot. That's the Rooney way, and we just all got to live with it. Are the Minnesota Vikings playing possum with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Why won't they just say that they're out of the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes to let Aaron Rodgers land in Minnesota? I think it's kind of strange. I think it's odd. Maybe there's a lot more things going on behind the scenes that we don't know, and maybe that's why Aaron Rodgers hasn't made up his mind yet. We keep hearing that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the only team interested in Aaron Rodgers' services. I'm starting to highly doubt that, because the Vikings would have just came out and said, we have no interest, absolutely nothing, no interest in Aaron Rodgers. They're not saying that. So something might be going on. Let's let the head coach tell you himself. Aaron Rodgers happened to be at a point in time in his career where he was free to have some real dialogue about what his future may look like, the Vikings head coach said, and we happen to be one of those teams that he reached out to, and I have a personal relationship with him going back since my playing days. That's why a lot of people are speculating that Aaron Rodgers would prefer to sign with the Vikings over the Steelers. Not only that, but many people consider the Vikings a lot better team than the Steelers. The Vikings drafted J.J. McCarthy 10th overall last year, but he missed the entire rookie season due to injury. They managed to have a successful season with Sam Darnold, though going 14-3, even if they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Donald is gone via free agency, so if they aren't sure about McCarthy, then they would need a veteran like Rodgers. Why wouldn't they want to sign Aaron Rodgers? I would. If J.J. McCarthy's your only option and you don't have any other backup, if something happens or J.J. McCarthy just doesn't play well, Aaron Rodgers can come in and play well. He threw for over 4,000 yards and 28 touchdowns last year. He's far from washed up. Finally, a man with some common sense, Brian McFadden, says there's no question Steelers fans should still want Aaron Rodgers. And if you're a Steelers fan, you should absolutely want Aaron Rodgers because he is your best option going into the 2025 season. You don't have to like him and you don't have to like that, but that's a fact and that's reality and you're going to have to deal with it. Former Steelers corner Brian McFadden believes fans should still be excited for Rodgers to land in Pittsburgh potentially. For Steeler Nation, should they want Aaron Rodgers? McFadden asked on Monday on CBS Sports HQ. No question. Yes, because of his potential relationship, you kind of backed yourself in a corner with no other valuable option outside of what you currently have on the team, which is Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson, two veteran players. But clearly, you don't want to go to war with those two guys as your starting quarterback from start to finish. And McFadden is absolutely right. His perspective is 1,000% correct, Steelers fans. Stop it going online and saying Art Rooney is making the organization look like a total joke. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a disgrace. This has nothing to do with Art Rooney, the Pittsburgh Steelers, or Mike Tomlin. They have no other choice. This is what they have to do. This is the quarterback market. They tried to draft a quarterback, Kenny Pickett. It didn't work. They tried to bring in Russell Wilson. They are making an effort to bring in the right guy for the job. But if it doesn't pan out, there's only so many quarterbacks to go around to every single team. There's only, when you think about the population of the world, how many human beings there are on planet Earth, and then when you see that there's only maybe 20 to 15 elite quarterbacks in the NFL, there's 32 NFL teams. And out of those 32 NFL teams, maybe only 10 teams have elite quarterbacks. This isn't an easy process. So just automatically saying, you know what, I don't want Aaron Rodgers here. I don't like his attitude, his politics. He seems a little weird off to me. Put all your nonsense to the side and look at this like a business, because it's a business, and let's do what's best for the team and give Aaron Rodgers right up to the last second to make up his mind if he wants to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Put your emotions, give it a pause. I'm going to end it with this. Steelers love Malik Harrison, should split time with Peyton Wilson. Capoli says, based on what? What do you base this on? Because the Steelers love Malik Harrison, he should automatically split time? I mean, obviously you watch the games. I know who you are. Where do you come up? I mean, I know at this time of the year, everyone needs to come up with content to make videos or to write things, but give me a break. You didn't even see the guy in training camp yet. There's a reason why he's not really in the rotation on the Baltimore Ravens. He's more of a special teams player. And Peyton Wilson was phenomenal in the snaps that he played last year. He's 6'4". He's 240 pounds. He ran a 4.4 140. He could cover. He's always hustling to the ball. He gets to the ball carrier in a bad mood. He never takes a play off. I feel that they could even, if Pittsburgh went back to being Blitzburgh and used different guys in different situations to blitz, maybe drop TJ Watt and let Peyton Wilson blitz off the corner, he is a super valuable asset on defense because of his elite speed and his length. He could do a lot of things because of his athleticism. He's a great football player and athlete. I'm not saying I don't like Malik Harrison, but the writers sometimes, you just say things just to say it. Steelers love Malik Harrison, should split time with Peyton Wilson. Based off what? What film have you seen, or when did you see Malik Harrison in training camp with Peyton Wilson to make you determine this? I mean, it's just a ridiculous statement sometimes. And they always say that Malik Harrison has a problem in coverage. I don't think he's a good coverage guy. What happens in the NFL most of the time? When is Peyton Wilson on the field most of the time? In passing situations. So why would Malik Harrison come in? The Pittsburgh Steelers used a third-round pick on Peyton Wilson last year, but don't overlook Malik Harrison. They signed him to a 2-year, $10 million contract, and he's going to spend his time on the bench, or alternatively, are they paying him just to be an A special teams contributor? Don't count on it, Mark Capoli says. You can pencil in Queen for his 95% of the snaps, but the other side is still situational to me until I see differently. He wrote about the inside linebacker position recently. The Steelers love Malik Harrison, and he could be an early down guy and Wilson a coverage expert. At this point, I'm under the belief that we will see both Harrison and Wilson like we saw Landon Roberts and Wilson last year. I don't believe this. I don't think this is the right way to go at all. Obviously, Peyton Wilson needs to get better in the run, stopping the run. But if he doesn't play, how can he get better? If you always take him out on running downs, how can Peyton Wilson get better in the NFL as a run stopper if he's never on the field? He's not a small guy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a speed issue. It's not a physicality issue. Maybe he's having a little issues diagnosing plays. And what is the only way to get better at that That's being on the field. And Patrick Queen is guaranteed 95% of the snaps. Why? He didn't play well last year. Did you watch the playoff game? He was scared to tackle Derrick Henry. He didn't want any part of tackling Derrick Henry. Nothing should be a given. You shouldn't be given anything. Nothing. Every single position going into training camp, when it says the starter, should be an empty space. The chalkboard should never be filled out before camp. You go into camp, you fight for a job, you earn the job. If you don't earn the job, you shouldn't play. I don't care how much money you got signed for. So we're just going to base this off of, well, you know what? Patrick Queen got paid the most money. He's the starter. Oh, automatically Patrick Queen. If Patrick Queen keeps playing the way he did, I'm not a fan of Patrick Queen whatsoever at all. What he pulled in the playoff game is absolutely unforgivable. He didn't want. Listen, you could lose a game. You could get blown out of a game. But when you're an NFL middle linebacker and you are afraid to tackle another team's running back, it's unforgivable, especially as a Pittsburgh Steeler. If Peyton Wilson goes into training camp and outperforms Patrick Queen for the linebacker spot, I know there's two spots, whatever, but if they make Peyton Wilson the main guy that takes all the snaps, then he deserves to be the starter and take all the snaps. Stop with this. You're handing out positions before training camp has even started. It's ridiculous. You're going to say, oh, you're being naive. It's a business. Look how much they pay these guys. Well, you can't keep somebody on the field that's not performing, regardless of how much money they got paid. So the Aaron Rodgers saga continues. Let's all pray, because the Pittsburgh Steelers, Art Rooney, Mike Tomlin, we need Aaron Rodgers. I have a feeling he'll be signed by the end of the week.